Welcome back, everybody. This is the third day or the third weeks of the HTML and CSS training or lesson. And today also we will learn some new topics. Yeah, so first let's go to the VS Code. Okay. I have to open the VS Code. As you remember, HTML, CSS Spring is our project. And here we have week 1 and week 2. So let's see what we had last week first, we can run this by clicking over here. We have something that looks like this. To be honest, this needs a kind of cleaning, right? Everything is everywhere and it needs polishing. But what we have covered last week, we learned this kind of navigation on the same page, as you can see, and we can go down, or if we want, we can go up. Or as you can see also, we have a kind of here external links. As you can see, I can go to GitHub, as you can see, and I can. Oh, and we also added different assets. As you can see, we have different images. And again, for our podcast, we added some audio materials, nice. And we added also video materials. It's a kind of now we have touched almost everything, but our website, as you can see, doesn't have a form. Maybe you may want to collect people's data, or maybe you want to have an application form for the job vacancy you have, right? So you need a form. So we didn't learn about form. Or you may need also a table, right? Sometimes there are tabular data. Tabular data has to be presented on a table, right? We didn't see that. So today, let's plan. Okay. Week 3. And I use this notes.md. We learn form. What's wrong? Sometimes we learn form, we learn a table, and we learn links, different links. The links can be absolute path and relative path. And again, we polish what we left off, or refactor. We call it refactor previous code. Refactoring means sometimes when an idea comes to your mind, you write your code, right? But the code you write at the first time doesn't mean that is the best quality. So it's like writing, right? You write some essay and then you rewrite it. You choose different words. You make it really typo free, and grammar also all the grammar should be correct. And that's the reason also why refactor the code, to make it look clean, removing unnecessary codes, and also make our code look good and our feature also look good. For instance, if you see, we don't need these dots, we don't need these lines, and the color doesn't go well. It's those kind of things. I think I would prefer to start by refactoring the code we have. Yeah. So if we have a plan to refactor, so we have to move the data we have, I have to copy this and put it here. And all the assets, I will just copy and put it here. I think this is what I need. Okay, and then I have to stop since it's running. Yeah, this is running from the week 2, so I want this to get I want this to be off, and I don't want this to be also like that. But HTML for you that doesn't happen, so don't worry about that. So let's start this. This you have to click, and now we have this. What's the problem of this? Now we have to approach this step by step. Now what's the problem of this website? If you see the problem of this website, it is quite a lot. Our aim is to make, I will show you what's our aim. Usually we have to have some plan. We didn't design, but actually I will show you something. Our plan is actually to make it look like this. Yeah, at least you should make it look like this. As you can see, this is a bit polished than the previous, right? Yeah, as you can see, it has somehow polished. If you see the social icons, we have icons, and if you go to the about is also, do you have this? It's somehow okay. And contact, even though in the contact it says application form, but anyway, there is some application form here. Projects, it's a kind of just a demo. And do you remember this podcast? It's the same thing I have used for the previous batches, and the same video we have used, and the same, I think we didn't have this table yet. Yeah, so this is our aim. So you know where you are heading to, right? Did you understand? Yeah? Okay, I hope so. This is what we have. Great. Now, let's change this. Instead of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Instead, it's better if we use home, about, contact, and something. And it sounds and looks like a website, right? Yeah, so let's change that. Okay. So I have to go. And also we had some styles here. After this, we are not going to put style in here. So let's take this style out, copy. And I am removing it from here. And instead, I will create here a folder, and I call it CSS. And inside, I may say styles.css, and then put that code here. Just styles.css, and then you paste it here. Then here we can write link href. Even you don't have to write. If you just write link, there's the code finished for you, like this. And then you have to, where is our CSS? We have to go to assets, /assets, and then CSS, and then styles. Now we are, this is not our, yeah, it's the same again, as you can see. Let me just push this in one side and this in the other side, and that will be easy for you to check, for instance, if it's changing or not. Let's select, for instance, the body, and if we say color green, yeah, it's overridden somewhere. That's why maybe let's change the background. Background color green. It seems it's not connected. If you apply some style and if it's not changing, something is wrong. Oh, okay, let's try here, for instance, color blue. Okay, then I think something wrong, or maybe we are which one are we running? Let's stop this. Oh, and stop. Sometimes we may work on the wrong file, so let's run this again. Oh, sorry, this. And this should be, and let's see and try again. Color blue. Yes, I think now it's somehow changing. Yeah, it's changing. The reason why, okay, let me say maybe the background instead. Or maybe I can override the background. Background color black. Yeah, so it's connected. Okay, so but now let's start. Did we use this star selector, guys? Okay, do you guess what it is means? It select all the HTML elements. For instance, if we say P, what does it select? All the P's, right? All the P. If I say H1, it select all the H1, right? But we have universal selector. We call it universal selector. Let me just leave a comment. In CSS, this is how we leave a comment. Comment is something we use for a remark, and it will not be executed by the machine. So universal selector. So to write a comment, you should have slash and then a star, and slash and star. This is how you use a CSS comment. And now let me show you, how about if we give border for every HTML green? Our border is going to be 3 pixel solid. What do you expect? How it's already showing there. Have you seen? We managed to select almost all the, so this is universal selector, but we don't, you don't want to do this, but what we need, actually the browser itself add padding. Did we learn about padding, right, guys? Padding and margin, guys. Yeah, so have you seen this margin here? There is some space here. Have you seen it? And it doesn't look good. Do you see this space, white space? Let's remove that by doing margin 0. Yeah, now it's not there. So it has removed from every direction, and margin from every HTML element is also. Now, as you can see, it's fitted from the top and the bottom too. Okay, great. Now, I don't like this color. We just used it for just for, we can just better say green, but the green we saw some kind of this green now, and this is also a bit of something like this. I don't know. Yes, this is what we saw there. Of course, we don't have to worry about. Let me tell you about this color. Color can be, yeah, color can be named colors. What are named colors? Like white, black, green, blue. We name them, right? But do you know how many colors we have? We have about 1.67 million colors. Do you think we can name all these colors? No, it's impossible to give them names. So they are represented by numbers. But it's possible to name about 144 colors. There are about 144 colors with names, black, brown, gray, all those. Next time we will talk about colors and RGB colors, hexa colors. For instance, as you can see, this is RGB. R represent the red, G the green, and B the blue. For instance, let me show you here. You find the first one is the red, so let's make it 255, and the rest is 0 0. We should get red because the others are 0 0. How about if we make this 0 and if we change this one? Yeah, as you can see, if all are 0, it gives us black. If we make the green 250, it gives us green. And if we make this one, the blue 250, and it gives us blue. Now let's mixing numbers. Okay, let's just make that. How about if we have red 255, and how about if we have also the green? I think it gives us yellow. And how about if I change this also, the green, I mean the blue to 255? It's going to be white. Completely 0 is black. And if all the RGBs are 255 and 255, it will be white, as you saw. Now you know what RGB means. Usually this number has to be from 0 to 255. And this, our VS Code is so nice. When you hover, it shows you, hey, do you want it to be in RGB? Okay, change it to hexa. If you change it to hexa, it will be like this. Now, actually, this is also a kind of, yeah, these two represent the red, these two represent the green, and these two represent the blue. And this number, the letters, they go from 0 to 9 and A to F. That means these letters, it could be from 0 or 9 or A to F. Why? Why? Okay. We humans count from using decimal numbers, right? I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. But we don't have other numbers, do we have? All the other numbers can be made by combining this, right? yeah, by combining this. So, but in computers we use hexa. So actually 10 is A, B11, C 12, D, K, E, F. So since it starts from 0, 0 to 9, yeah, so 0, 0 to 9, the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so let me just try. I don't like those. Hexadecimal. How it goes, you will see it. What is this? As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then after A, B, C, D, E, F. So we can convert and change numbers, but it's not that much important for now. For instance, how do we know if this is 255? But I think this was not, yeah, okay. If we want to convert this, what we do actually, 1 times this F means actually 16, the power of 2, plus, and then yes, what is this? Then 6 F again, 16 times 16, the power of, actually this is 16, no, 16, because this F is 16, 16 times because it's hexadecimal, we have to multiply everything by 16, okay? And then how many number do we have here? Actually, it was 1, so I should just put the power of 1 plus this F, 16 times 16, the power of 0. So this gives us actually 264, no, 254 plus this, what is 16? I don't know, I have to use a calculator. What is 16 by 16? 256. And then maybe I made a mistake. Uh, 15 times yes, plus 16. Who can help me here? I get lost. F, what's the value? F here. 11, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 15 times 16. Plus 15. Yes, 255. Yes. Let's do the calculation, guys, once more. As you can see, F means 15. The value of F is 15. So 15 times 16, the power of 1. So this will give us 240. And this again, 15 times 16 to the power of 0. 16 to the power of 0 is actually 1. 1 times 15, it gives us 15. So the sum will be 255. So this is 255, 255, 255. So if we change this to RGB, it gives us the same, but you don't really need this much. But what I'm trying to show you is just the concept of the different color types, okay? You don't have to really think much of converting this kind. Okay, let's get back. Now you got the concept of this, the color thing. Then when we change it to RGB or hexa or anything, don't be surprised, okay? Then let's get this color back to some kind of purplish, or maybe even we can just take a color from this website, the website we made at some point. I can come here, code, and the CSS and styles and main. I come to here, and what is the color of the header here? It seems a kind of, there's some background here. Great. Then if we apply it here, it will be something. Yeah, it looks like this. And I think I'm also interested in the color of the title. And the color of the title is something like this. I want to ask you a question. As you can see now, I have two colors. I have two colors. Yeah. Which one is but which one do you see on the website, even though you have two colors? The last one. That's why we say CSS cascading style sheet. The style you have the last will be applied, as you can see. Override the previous one. Of course, you don't put something like this. You have to remove, okay? Great. And our plan is also to have, instead of such kind of a link, we want to have a different link, right? Yes, so it's a very good thing to have, like an about page. So I want to create an about page, about.html. What was the easy way to create the page? HTML. I think this should be HTML. What is this? Oh, HTML. Yes. Let's see. The easy way to create an HTML, you write HTML. After that, select this. Then you don't have to create, then just come here, about, and then I just create here also. Maybe it's not a good idea writing all the time. You can create the skeleton ones, maybe div, and inside the div, I want to have at least a header, and I want to have also main. I want to have also footer. So this is just a kind of structure I want to have. And here I want to have a menu. And if I have a menu, I can say UL, if you write just UL and list, and then I want to say maybe this one home, and it will be home. But it should have to be linked with the home page. Now for the time being, I can call it index.html. So now let's start connecting those things. Do we have that here? No. So instead, we can also change this one. I think I am showing you. I want to copy all this and wrap it in another wrapper div because it's good. So now today I wrapped everything I have inside another wrapper. And maybe we don't need all this here. I can keep this one as it is, but this one I can call it instead dot index.html to itself, right? To itself, and I call this home. And this one I call it ./about.html. And what name shall we give this one? About. And this one / we can call it contacts.html and contacts and projects if you want. Projects, and we can call it projects. Now let's see what we have. Of course, it doesn't go anywhere. This remains the stay, but this is going somewhere. Okay. Then we have to, as you can see, where is the about? It's linked to this the about file, this one. But the about doesn't have style. So let's give it style for the about also. So we can say link dot style assets and CSS, and it will have the same style. Now, as you can see, it has also the, because it's getting the style. But as you can see, the about has only this part. It's not a good idea to just to have this. The easy way to do, we can copy everything we have here, everything we have in the index, and copy it inside the about and make a change. Okay, that's a very good idea. Then we can have the title about, and this one, and we can even add a class. I will add that later. Maybe it will be confusing for you. And now I can remove this about, just about, and this will be one section is enough for the about, and the other will remain. We need a footer, right? Yes, every page needs a footer. Now, if you see, you have, oh, that's too much for the about, but let's go to the about. If you go to the about, and we don't even need image for the about, so let's remove the image. And even the information in the about is too long. And now let's have this. Yes, now we have something in the about. But as you can see, the footer got some problem. Let's really fix that also in the meantime. Because we should have give that if we just select footer. Now, have you seen, now I'm using comma. I'm selecting the header and the footer together. So you can select multiple. By now, the footer should have some kind of, yes, some kind of background color. And if we apply also some padding, that will be there. Yeah, good. Now let's keep adding. Now from I can duplicate, just I have this. This is the about, and I have to create a file for instance, contacts.html, and then copy this. And then I change only this contacts, and everything will remain the same, nothing change. Maybe I can change this, contact us, and this is too much information for contact us. I can remove it for the time being, and maybe also again I can create projects.html, and let's also say this projects, and just projects. It's a copy, guys, don't be surprised. And what's left about contact index projects? Let's see what's left. I think we have all. If you click here, you are at the home. Yeah. Okay. If you click on the about, as you can see, we have the about page, the project page. Oh, the contacts. Who can tell me what's the problem? No, it's kind of a checkup. If you are following me, or just yeah, as you can see, cannot get this. It means it is not there. If you see such kind of a very good feedback, so it's easy to figure out. That means it does not exist. This file doesn't exist. Because as you can see, it should have been said contacts, yeah, because the file we have here is contacts. So now we have to make this correction in every file. So you have to be sure that you don't have any mistake before you start copy and distribute it. I mean, to be use it in every. Okay, I think now it's okay everywhere. Great. Now, if we click it, or if we again, I think it should work again. Let's see. Yeah, now it starts working again. As you can see now, at least we have the we have all the files, the different files. We can navigate. Our navigation is done. So what's the next step? Making the navigation work. Okay, I think in the previous HTML, this one I have used some kind of style, and I like the structure I have used, and I may adapt that. If you see inside the header, we have a div, and we have a title, and we have a menu. The class, the ID was a menu, as you can see. Okay, great. So menu is a good, you can call it menu or whatsoever. That's just a preference. And I want to call it a menu. But it would have been much better if I called it menu before I distributed, before I shared it to other files. And now let's go to the style and use this ID. Sorry, what kind of name did I give? This is crazy. ID and menu. So I can go down or anywhere. Okay, this is menu. Let me just select the menu, border 5 pixel green, and you will see it. The home page. Where am I working on this file? I thought this is the file. Yes. Menu. It was applied. Yeah, let's start applying from the index ID menu. What happened? I don't see anything. And I was expecting some change. Did I really select the ID menu, and we're expecting? Oh, okay, so let's apply some color also. Okay, background color, black, for instance. Oh, okay. So there was some color, but for some reason it was overridden, this border green. No, because when I was saying border, I forgot the type. For instance, solid, I forgot that. Solid green. Now we should see this. Have you seen now the menu area? So this is the menu area. Which one did I select? The list. I will show you, I will get you back, because this is the unordered list. The lists are inside. Okay, but we don't want it to be like this. We want it to be horizontal. How do we do that? Then we can select, we can go to, hey, from the menu, we want to select each individual, this. Go to the menu and select every list. This means, and then we can say, do you remember this display inline block? Yeah, before I do that, what kind of element these lists are? Are they block element or inline block elements or non-blocking elements? Do you remember the Finnish bass case? The bass, I have gave you some example. When you go to the bass, yeah, you have to have just a free, you have to find the free space and seek the free space. If you just smash yourself with someone feel bad if there's a free space already, at least here in Finland. Yeah, it's not it's not a decent way just to tag along with someone anyway. So these are blocking elements, and they don't allow other elements to come by default. So let's force them this, and then they will be inline block. And after this, it will be like this. Yes, and there's no padding, so let's have padding here. Padding, maybe kind of 10 pixel from all direction. And now there's a kind of, and there is no also margin for this at the top, but it's okay. Now, as you can see, there is also some line, and we don't need really the border anymore. And maybe we can make this a bit lighter, some kind of a lighter version. Oh, it's not really. And we can actually, yes, now I select this. We can add opacity. As you can see now, I am adding alpha, and you can make it, you can add opacity 0.5. So it will be a lighter version, as you can see. Then it's getting lighter. Even if you make it too small, for instance, 1%, it will be really light. So this is how we add opacity. And maybe we may change the color to white, but most probably the color will not be white. Do you know why? because these colors are inside, I will show you inside a tag, anchor tag. So we have to select it differently. So we can say menu and go to the list and go to A, and the color should be white. Now let's see. Yeah, now it's white. Maybe you may not like this line, and we can remove that line. Actually, text decoration of the link none, and it will not be there. Yes, now we have removed that. And as you can see, it's so close, they are so close to each other. We can actually add a kind of maybe margin right to the list, maybe like 25 pixel, and there will be space everywhere. And if you don't like this also to be like that, if we add margin top, we can add 20 pixel, and it will be not here. Actually, I should add to the menu, because now, as you can see, there is a space and it feels good. Great. Now it's time to put this to the center, and actually there was already a title here, text align center, and it just go there. As you can see, text align center. Maybe I think I have to push this to the other side, and I have to put this to the other side. Now we have this. Yeah, but have you seen the problem now? When I'm selecting here, it's okay. When I'm selecting here, it's also okay, because the about page has the link. So we have to have the style link to all of the pages. So what you should do, actually, you go or to the index and select this line, and yes, there's sound. Is there any question? And then let's add then to every file. Contacts. Oh, the contacts actually has the style, but let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. The reason why we didn't add the ID for the UL, that means now, for instance, if I add ID UL, it should be okay. No, I mean the ID is actually menu, I think. Yes. And if I go to the projects and I have to give the ID to menu, and this has to fix that problem. Now it's uniform. Good. We're progressing slowly, right? Now I think I gave just margin to the top for this. I want to also give to the bottom. As you can see, there's really close to each other, and that doesn't really look good. So what we should do, instead of just giving top, we can give it actually to all direction, 20 pixel. Now we got this spacing, a very good spacing. Yes. Now, let's see our header. Maybe now this is not the kind of a font you may need, right? You may want a fancy font, and we go to Google fonts. Yeah, Google provide us different fonts. You write it Google font and it comes this. Maybe I have to share with you on here. So now let's select. Roboto is one of the most common, and then you just select like this. And then click over here, add. Yes, I think it will be added. Before we add, actually, we have to select the different, the lighter version, maybe the 300 version, maybe also the 100 version, and 400. I don't go for it, click 500. And this, maybe we may want some, yeah. Well, I select different, and now let's add it. It's added. Okay, let's back to other font type. I hope it will remember it. We added Roboto. Yeah, let's go for other Open SAS. It's also very common. Lato, it's a very common one. Let's select 300, 400. Okay, go 900. Okay, and then again add, and that's also added here again. Okay, let's just add another font also, Montoserrat. I don't know if I pronounce it properly or not, but who cares? No one, right? Okay, as long as you understand, but you should at least understand my exotic pronunciation. Yo, great. Yeah, now where is the 900? Maybe, and then again, no, not what's this? You cannot share your selected families with others. No, dismiss for the time being. And again, I think that's enough. We can add that different fonts later. So we can come here. Have you seen? We can just select this link. Yeah. Copy and put it to our code. Where is it? Inside the index.html, actually in every of the codes. We can put it here and see how it looks like. As you can see, there's no change, but I will show you the change. Let's go to the style. Did we select anything in the body? Body. Body means everything, right? Let's see the body, by the way. If we add something in the body, for instance, margin 50 pixel, how does it look like? Have you seen? We are creating a this is not something you like, but at least you have seen where the body is. Or maybe I can show you where the body is by adding border. Border, 5 pixel, solid, and blue. Blue is easy to see. Yeah, that's the body. Okay. This is the body. The body wraps everything. Okay, if you apply something to the body, that means you are applying almost to everything. So font family. Font family, and I want to select one of the families. Have you seen Google already give us either Lato or Montoserrat, Roboto, because we just select Lato, Montoserrat, or Roboto. Let's select Lato and let's see how it looks like. Yeah, I selected Lato already, and yeah, there's a change, right? Yeah, let's see Roboto. Yeah, this is how Roboto looks like. Let's see Montoserrat. I think this is how Montoserrat. Yeah, so Actually, Google provides you different fancy fonts, so it's up to you to choose one and to make use of that. You don't have to start with the default font and yeah. But since I chose at some point a very long uh, list of fonts, now let's make use of this one because it has lots of option. Okay, I showed you already how to select there, and it will take me a long time to bring like different kind. So instead, since I have made this long time ago, I can just copy this one. It looks a kind of hard. Yeah, where is the last line? Yes. Okay, now I got it. If we select it like this, I think everything will be selected. And now instead, I will replace what we have, with that one because I have lots of here. Have you seen? I have, but don't do this. This is really slow your website. Why I chose it now? Just for experimentation, to see the different, to test what looks good for us. And then after you decide, you remove and stick one. For instance, now I have Alderic in Consolata, Carla, Lato, Laura, Meriwether, Monteserrat, a different, I have lots of options. So let's try and see how it looks like by trying different since this is not some, yeah, this is the one we are working on. So for instance, we have, how about if Alderic, yeah, we get such kind of fonts, Rallyway, for instance, Rallyway. I think, do we have Rallyway already? You have to check if you have it or not. Yeah, we have Rallyway. We have Poppins. Let's see how the Poppins look like. Yeah, this looks like the Poppins. Yeah, so it's up to, and then actually you just came from a different background. You don't have any idea of design. Of course, some of you might be already a designer, so you may just Google what are the best fonts to use, what are the best combination. Is Laura good to go with Lato or those kind of combinations? Someone who is expert, who has been doing this for ages, already wrote something on the website, and you can make use of that suggestion and make your website look professional. If you just chose randomly by your preference, I tell you, it will never look good. For you, yeah, it looks good. If you are not good at design, it just feel good for you. But for someone who's a designer and someone who's around there, it's awful, I tell you. Yes, for them, yeah. So just write, for instance, I can show you how you search. Best font combination. Google font combination. Have you seen? It gave me just one search. This title with this. It shows you such kind of, let's just, for instance, go here. No, please, please, please don't do that, okay? No, thank you for the time being. I'm in a hurry. Yeah, as you can see, for instance, this blue background, what it tells you, this font type for a header and this font type for a body text. So his recommendation is actually to use only two font types from the beginning to the end. Don't also mix lots of font types. It's really overwhelming, annoying, and it doesn't really look good by the end. Even it's better to stick into one font than using more than two. Two is really good. You may reach to three, but if you use also three, you have to be You have to have some reason for using that. So what is crimson text, as in I think as in a title, and work sans as in a body. As you can see, header, this one, body, this one. This is a very good blog also too. I can share with you. I at least I liked it. I have seen it. I have used from this recommendation a couple of times, and it looks really good. It changes your website to a professional looking website right away. Okay, great. But just for now, let's just stick into one for maybe Montserrat. It's also just good. Montserrat or Roboto or Railway. Maybe Railway. Railway. Yes. Then sometimes you can also, do you remember when I chose the different, I will take you again. Do you remember when I was selecting this? It shows the font weight. Do you saw this 100, 200, 200, 300 or something? That's actually the font weight. And how do you change in your website? Let's see. Now, if you see, we didn't change the font weight. If you give it 900, it's really bold. Have you seen? It's bold. So that means you have the chance to change also the weight. Yeah, if you change it to 300, it will be kind of a light. Yeah. So when you are using it for a header, most probably you may use 600 something. And if you are using for a normal text, it will be 400. 400. 3 is a bit low, and 400 is a kind of optimum to use it maybe for almost anything. So now we have covered about font. You have hundreds and hundreds of font families on Google Font, and it's up to you to choose the right or the good one. There's no right and wrong, but the good one, the one that looks good for you and for someone else. Okay, and I think it is good idea to have a break of 10 minutes and continue. If not, you will feel tired. I will give you 10 minutes and we'll get back. Yeah, see you soon, guys. Welcome back. I hope you understood what we covered in the first session of today's today's topic or lesson. And let's just keep refactoring this website and make it look good. And now the header has some navigation, and we're very proud of that. Yep, a kind of, so it looks like a kind of a banner or a title, and it has some navigation, the home, the about, the projects, and the contacts. Yeah. Okay, great. Maybe what else do we want to add? Let's compare with what we plan to. By the way, we call this design. You have to have a design also before you start. You can start the design with a pen and a pencil, or with a software like Photoshop or Figma or Adobe XD, those kind. Yeah, I think the first day we have talked about that. Let's move on to ours. This. How does the footer looks like? Because it's so easy to fix that. Then let's make also this, the footer looks a bit different. Okay, footer. And as you can see, the footer is at the bottom, but I think it would have been much better if we have icons, right? Icons for GitHub, icons for LinkedIn, and for Twitter. Actually, you don't have to make icons. We have this font awesome. So this font awesome actually gives you lots of icons. If you go to icons here, and then I may say Git. Yeah, this is a logo for GitHub. All these are logo for GitHub. So I go for the square one. And this is how you copy. Click over here. So easy. And after you copy, you have to go all the way down and add it at the footer part. Where was it? Here. Let's just drop it here somewhere for the time being. Yeah. So as you can see, it has a tag. Actually, it's an icon. So the tag is I, and it doesn't have any content inside, but it has some class. Don't worry about it. Just this is how it looks like. Do we see it now? Yeah, we don't see anything because we need a link. Actually, we have to have a link from this website. So start, and where is the link? So nowadays, to get a link from this website, you have to give your email. So I have provided my email and I have got a link. So you can, I don't have to give it all the time for some reason. Yeah, but as you can see, Gate started for free. CDN powered kits, one line of code, live in under 1 minute. But that will happen when you give your so I don't do that all the time, and I can't, but I have it already here. So we can use that link, but you can, and that link is actually this one, what Fontosub gave me, this. And even you can make use of it. I can share with you. I shared with you, and let's put it where? At the top, the meta tags again. Every link related to comes here, and I put it here. By now, I should see the icon from here at the down. Oh yeah, some icon showed up. Have you seen some icon? No? Yeah, it is here. Okay, now let's go again and go for LinkedIn. Yeah, since I select the square one for the previous, I go for this too. And let's put it again at the bottom. Yeah, but now it doesn't make sense to just put it outside. Let's, instead of the text, let's replace this. And also this one, instead of the word GitHub, let's replace this icon. And now we're left with the Twitter, and let's search Twitter. Yes, so we go for this one and select. We remove the text, the Twitter, and we just replace that. And if we see now, we may not have those text, but we have some unformatted and styled kind of links, right? We're on the way to our destination, so it's okay. I'm happy at least. What's left? We can also change this to top. Instead, we can put to a kind of a row, right? Upward a row, yeah, a row, and a row, and a row. Where is it? Yeah, we can select an upward row. Maybe I think this sound for me good. And copy, and I will replace this top to something like this. And let's see what we got. For some reason it's getting. Now we have this better, right? yeah, since we've been using some such kind of things, and now even we can use a down arrow for that if we want. And a row, actually, if I just go back, I may get a down arrow, the reverse. I can just select this and put it at the top. Where was the yeah, here. I remove this and now yeah, now you know how to use Font Awesome, right? You search, you copy the code, and you put that code to your file. Yeah, then it will be part of your code. Great, but now, as you can see, it's really hard to see. And looking for, yeah, if you want to, you can also give it color for what's the color of GitHub, what's the color of LinkedIn, what's the color for Twitter. I have searched that and collected already, so it's not a good idea to spend time for that. So I will just copy from here. Where is it? It would be, yeah, it is somewhere here. But before that, I want to show you how we select these guys. If you see, they have this, this one has FB, all has FB if you see, FB. Or you can select them I. Okay, let's go I. And font size, maybe I think 50 pixel, maybe 100 pixel. I'm telling you, it will be really big, but it's for young. It's too big. But now you know that we can change the size by giving font. I think 32 pixel is a kind of good size. Yeah, 32 pixel. But this is not something we want it to be. And let's make it to the center. We can, maybe it's not a good idea to have this gap. What do we have in here? Okay, yeah, I want to remove this gap. Yes, I want to also remove this gap. The reason why you see this, have you seen this line? I may, this kind of a line thing, but there is no line here because it's because of the gap, this gap. I think there should be no gap, but no, there's no anymore, right? Okay, there shouldn't be. Okay, there is between. Is it how it has been? Okay. Yeah, this is the gap here. That's not there. Okay, got it. Got it. Now it looks good. So if we want, we can, for instance, make them to the center. We can give this class or ID. I can call them social links. And I go to here, maybe before is better, .social links and text align center. That will take it to the center. Have you seen it? Yeah, so what did I do actually? If you have seen, I wrapped them inside an external div, and I make this to be at the center, this div.
I have a question here.
Yes.
How it was considered as, I mean, how did you use the attribute for fonts? But they are not fonts, these are icons, right?
Yes, that's a kind of a very good. These are icons, but they are not images. As you may understand, they are font awesomes, and if you see,
Mm,
they have also uh, this I represent there as in HTML element. Have you seen this I represent them as in HTML element? We give them class so they can be modified by font size. Yes, that's a very good question.
okay, okay. Uh,
You don't give them height or width. You just give them font size, and that will fix for you all the time. It's not just for this case all the time as a developer. Just give font size for font awesomes, and you come up with some bigger size. Yeah.
Even for the images,
No, the image is different, but we're talking about just for
image no.
font awesome. Yes. For font awesome,
Okay.
don't give any height or width. Just give them only font size. We don't give height or width for font awesome. But if you are working with div or image, of course, we do. Yeah. Now let's make this also the text to the center. Actually, it's better if we just wrap everything this inside another div. And I want to call this a class name for this one, footer wrapper. Yeah, everything is wrapped, the footer wrapper, because it's easy just to wrap. I mean, it's good to wrap everything. Even now, if we don't have also a wrapper for, as you can see, I have, you can call it also class header wrapper. So maybe if I want to work on the header, so this header, I mean this part, so we can focus on that part. And if we want to also have some to wrap all the sections inside, we can put them another div, and we call this actually class name, and I call it main wrapper. I just came up with this at some point, and it's really good for me to create different layout. Yeah, so if you notice, it has some meaning. So you have a header. Inside the header you have this wrapper. Sometimes you may have some background color for the header and some other color for the wrapper only. So in that case, you have some compartment, and also the same goes in here. Let me show you. I mean, it's easy to show, right? It is. Oh no, I think it. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Now let's apply for the header wrapper. Dot header wrapper. No, header wrapper. Do you remember? If I want the header wrapper background color, uh, maybe blue. Have you seen? I have some compartment. Yeah, have you seen it? And then if it can footer wrapper. I have also the footer wrapper. And the footer wrapper might be also at the bottom now selected. Yeah. And even you can add the main wrapper if you want. Dot main wrapper. And Yeah, I have some kind of, yes. And then if you want to have, maybe instead you want the width only 75%, 75% of the page. As you can see, I used the some kind of the internal part, but this is 75%. But since margin auto will make things at the middle, that will fix for me. Just a quick, have you seen that the header wrapper, the main wrapper helps me to also create an internal compartment. That's the reason why I gave that layout. But now let's just remove this ugly color and formatting. I just showed you that the reason why I left those classes. At some point we may use those classes to style our website. But now let's just put this to the middle. I think the footer wrapper just will footer wrapper text align center just will fix it. Yeah, as you can see. But as you can see, there is a kind of too tight, right? It's very close. Yeah. I think I can add from the font icons. So I want these font icons all the time to have some margin at the top 5, at the bottom in all direction 5 pixel at least. And then it created, even 5 is not good enough. I think 10 is good enough. Yeah, good. Now, at least design, by the way, fixing such kind of things is never ending. So that's why we need a designer. First, the designer has to come up with some design layout. And as a developer, you stick into, as a developer, it's easy because you have already the map where to go. But if you never if you don't start with the design, oh, you will just code without stopping. So please have some design. It could be with a pen and a pencil or whatsoever. Just start with something. Okay, if you don't have, for instance, okay, now you put the social icons like this. Sometimes maybe you want to put them somewhere here or maybe here, and then just working on the food, you may spend a week. So first have the design. Yeah, now since we've been applying this, the style for the eye. I means the icon. So it has been applied to this one too. Have you seen it? It has been applied for this one. But as you can see, this doesn't get a proper position. So shall we just take this and hang it in here somewhere? Yeah, that would be much better. So I think let's take this out. Yeah, is that? Yes. Yes. And I put it to the wrapper. Where wrapper? The div wrapper. Everything should go to the div wrapper. Div, and then another. It's, huh? What did I, what did I select? Maybe down, up. They can just, up might change the direction. Yes. But I think I copied the wrong one. And so I was supposed to, yeah, I think I removed it from here. And, or am I working on a, okay, maybe I'm on a different file. Let me see. I have to be on this. Okay, great. If that's the case, index, there shouldn't be this one. Okay. Okay, I have to take it now down here. Yeah, so now let's put this to the left. How do we put this to the left? To the corner, it's not easy with the skill we have now of adding, because what's the name? The ID is down. Let's apply down, but why is it down? It should be up. Yeah, okay, down. We can say float right, can just make it to the other side, something like this, but that's not something I like it to be. As you can see, it has created some space, maybe clear. Still that doesn't. We can use I think what's better, because let's just keep it like that and fix it later, because if I add some concept, you don't understand that. It needs additional information. Let's just keep it here in the middle and we will fix that later. Even this one, we can just keep it in the middle and fix it at some point, because that needs additional knowledge to do. And we have to do it step by step. Good. So far, what did we do? We have fixed this part. We create a different page for, yeah, but have you seen this font difference between the pages? Yeah? How do we fix that? It's so easy, yeah, because we didn't link all the font awesome, the Google font to every file. So we have to link this to all the files. Yeah, we have to link it here. And we have to link it here. And again, you have to link it here. Now, every page should look the same. Yep. Let's just copy and paste. It's not a big deal, right? And since now, let's move a bit further differently. I told you that we have to learn about forms, right? So maybe we may, or someone can contact us. So let's just add a form in the contact. Okay, to create a contact form, it is so easy, guys. And I don't like this background for the time being. So maybe that background is because of this ID. Let's remove this and we may not have that. Oh, okay, still there is. Where is it coming? But it's okay for the time being. Now, to create a form, you have to have the form element. What? Yeah, because this is the HTML. Get back, please. It's okay. To create a form, actually you need input. Yeah, just something like this. Input. Input means it will create a text field for you. Yes, this is what I want. Text field for you. So have you seen this input field? Nice one. So cheap to make. You just put this like this. Hey, input. So cheap. Did I spend much time? No, nothing actually. And how about if I want more of them? How about that? Oh yeah, nice one. And maybe, but this actually takes different attributes. Now let's focus on just one, okay? It's good to focus on one. What is the type? What kind? By default, it's a text. We can also write it text. So this takes text, but we can change this to a different. How about if I call it number? Yeah, now it is changed to a number. Have you seen? It takes a number. Really? So easy. Okay, how about if I change it to the date? Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe you want to book something, right? For a holiday. Of course, thanks for a corona, no one wants to go anywhere. Yes, just sit and wait. Okay, maybe date, time. I think, wait, date, local. Okay, then I have to search. Date with time, HTML, input. Date time, yeah, date time. It should be date time together. Date and the time together will. What's happening? The date time. Yeah, it should give something like this. As you can see, we have here the date to choose and the hours and the minutes to choose. And actually it's, yeah, date time local. It should be date time local. That could be enough. Yeah. Where is hour? So this date time local. Yeah, now we got this. Maybe you can just change it to today, whatever, and just change it. Yes, something like this. Now, if I just remove everything, you don't remember. So let's kind of, whenever we handle such kind of an input, we need a form. So we usually wrap everything in a form. Great. Our wrapper will be a form. So we don't need this form. Now let's start creating again input. Yeah, so this is an input, and even you may add additional placeholder. Placeholder is like first name, your name, maybe your name. So as you can see, just your name has to go here. So it's easy for you what to write there, right? Yeah. Someone with a right mindset is not going to write age here, right? It's your name. It's the name. So great. Then maybe I think it's just better first name. Yeah, what is that? Okay, and then maybe we can put another, and this one placeholder last name. Yes. And then again, maybe another input, and we can just say this favorite color. Oh yeah, in this application, even we ask people's favorite color. They have to put their favorite color to get accepted. Yes. Okay, it's a special kind of application. Anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. But you can even select color. So have you seen the type is now is color. Now, but I think it's better also to have some label here. Label, and I can say here first name. As you can see, first name. Yeah, and sometimes have you noticed that when you click outside, actually the cursor goes inside when you are just around. It could be for a multiple choice or for a text field. When you just click outside, the cursor goes inside. But now our application doesn't do that. Look at, nope, nope. Let's fix that. I call this first name. Have you seen this for? And then we have to give it an ID with an ID here with the same name. ID is equal to first name. So first, does it say first name? Why? It's first. Yeah, I think it's first name. Yeah, now if I click, yeah, have you seen it? Yeah, I'm clicking on the first name. It take me here. Okay, so why? Because for allow us to connect with the input, this one. And now let's do for the last name also. Then let's create label. And inside here, of course, a last name. And we need for last name, something like this. And then we have to create an ID here, ID last name. Now, if you click here, yeah. So what's the need? The usability. Users, whatever, it's robust. Yeah, it's robust. Users can achieve in whatever speed they have by clicking everything, and it takes them to the way they want. Yeah. Now we can do the favorite color. Favorite color, of course. Now label. Color, I call it color, and favorite color. And then I have to have ID, I call it color. And now if someone is clicking here, yeah, it's opening it even before you come here. Good. Now let's also date of birth, input. So if we are interested in someone's date of birth, what is this going to be? Tell me the type. Date, because we don't need the hours. We are not interested in the day or the time of the day of the person was for. We just, yeah, in general, not the time exactly. So now we can give ID, birthday or date of birth. It's okay, we can give it like that. And the label, date of birth. And here human date of birth. Yeah, it's leading me there. Yeah. Maybe we may collect also this person's email. Okay, label, email, then we can write here input. The type is going to be email. And we have to give it a small, like this. And what's left, ID, also we want it to be called email. A placeholder also, placeholder, your email or email. Have you seen here for some reason it is on one line? If you have that problem, so what you can do actually, you have just date of birth, break. We have never used break, right? So we can add a break to that. If you click, it takes you here. And the reason this one, for instance, if you put when you are about to submit, if you add the type email, it asks you that it's not an email. It tells you that's not an email. If you put this email, it detects if you are putting an email or not. Okay, good. So let's move on. How about password? Input type, password. Whenever you put a password, whenever you write, have you seen? It hide it because of this password. Good. Now we move. So whenever you collect data from a user, it could be in form of a text, it could be a number, or it could be a checkbox, or it could be a radio button, or it could be a text area, right? These are the common. So we have to know all of them. Yeah? So we are almost there. Let's add some of them and we'll have a break soon. Okay, now, please. Okay, your password label 4, and then again here ID password. But I forgot password. Great. How about your gender? Gender could be male, female, or other. So, hey, input. And then radio. Oh, just changing this, the type to radio, just, I got this. Great. Then what do I need? I need a label. Label for, let's make the female first, female. And then again, ID, again, female. I think the 4 here should be female, not for female. Yeah, when you select this, what? No, this doesn't say female. Female, yes. When you select this, this will be selected. Yeah, I think most of the time the order for an input box is the other way around, right? That's what you know, right? First, it seems for me this is more formal, right? Is it what you know most of the time? Yeah, this, yeah. So now let's duplicate this actually. Hey, male is gonna be here, and male, and we change also this to male. Oh no, we have up to here, male, radio, male, and we change this to male. Now we have this or this. Oh, but for some reason we chose 2 and other gender. Now other and other. Is there any difference between or marks? I do not know what they are called in English. Or, what do you mean by that? Or, oh yeah, this the quote is there a difference between the single quotes and double quotes? No, there is no difference. Okay, you can use a double quote, or sometimes there is some inconsistency, but it's better if you use a single quote. Yeah. After this, I will consistent, and then I will stick into just a single quote. So no difference. There might be in other programming language in Python. Sometimes there are some differences, but for the time being, yeah. Did I answer your question? I think that's what you asked me. Maybe that's what I understood. I am not sure, but if I and oh, don't do that. Okay, don't go crazy. Okay, but where's our button? Idea there. Okay, the button is here. If you don't like it to be horizontal, so what we can do actually, we can wrap them in a div. Okay, I can create a div, and this is going to be class, a kind of a gender, all are gender, and then I want to wrap them all in here, something, yeah? But still, these guys need to be wrapped differently. Yes, this one differently. Yeah, now it's a kind of, yeah, but the problem here, when it comes to radio button, it should be one choice. It shouldn't allow us to choose multiple, right? That's for checkbox. Okay, how do we solve that? Let's give a name for this. The name is going to be gender. Yeah, for some reason I am confusing people by using two, but I will avoid all those. And now, and then I go again give for this input also name. It's going to be again gender, because we have this attribute name. You guys have a name to be called, right? Yeah, we can also give name attribute for HTML elements. Yeah, why not? Uh, do you think this is containing gender? Yes. So its name should be a gender. And this one is also gender. And this one is also gender. That's why I'm giving all of them the same name. Yeah, after you gave them the same name, when you choose, it stop doing the previous property because they have got the same name. And since they have got the same name, when they called, one of the guys should say yes, not all of them at the same time. Yeah, I don't know, but if you understand, yes, they got the same name, yeah. So if one of the guys say yes, it's enough. It's a representative of all of them in this case. Now let's create another part checkbox. Don't you like clicking a checkbox and marking everything? Let's create and then let's call this one P or your skills. Maybe your skills, you never know. Maybe you may have, I don't know, you may have, I can call it, okay, I can call it checkbox. Oh yeah, we got it. Nice. It's checked already. But What is the label going to be? We don't know yet. Label, as label. Why it's not finishing it for me? And I call it HTML. Yes, and I want for HTML. So I have to give it ID here to connect it. ID again, HTML. Then when you click here, it will be, yeah, sometimes you don't have it. Maybe for some course, they give you 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but there's quite a lot of checkbox to click. So it will be easy for the students to click whatever they want and just get it done, yeah? So this allow that property. Yes, let's copy this. Maybe it's better if we just keep it in a div, and we can separate it. And then we can copy another. And instead, I can call this CSS and CSS and this CSS. Oh yeah, after this, you tell me what you can do is just you copy and change the some of the properties, some of the parts. CSS, I call this JavaScript. Okay, now I want you to be a JavaScript developer, and at least you should know also HTML, CSS, and React, and that's enough. React and React. Yeah. Now it has almost everything, right? Yeah, this form is getting longer, so I have to give you a break of 5 minutes, and we have to get back and at least finish this big form after 5 minutes. Yeah, let's have a break here. Oh yeah, good. Welcome back. As you can see, we have now the select. What kind of input field are left now? We didn't have text area, as you remember. Text area, you write message on text area, text box, right? Or text area, comments. All those are text area. And drop down buttons, actually. Yeah, drop down buttons. Maybe you want to choose some kind of categories, maybe a course, yeah, a department category, or level. It could be a master or PhD or bachelor program or some kind of, or country or language. Okay, let's go for div another and select a tag and select country. So it's going to be, we will have a country choice. To do that, we have this select HTML. Now for the time being, yeah, HTML, this VS Code is so smart. When I just write select and tab, it gave me this. Okay, the name is going to be country, and the ID is also going to be country. And actually, it allows me to write options inside here. Okay, option 1. It gives me a value. We can just ignore the value for the time being. I can just say Finland. Have you seen? Oh, Finland pop up. Okay, another option. Okay, Sweden. And if you check, now we have 2 options. And now again, option. Norway. I don't know, what did I do? And option. then mark option, Estonia option, option. Yeah, I made option, and then Russia. If you see, now we have a choice, and you can choose this or whatever you want. Yeah. But then what's the value of this? This value. What's the purpose? You may ask. Actually, this is the way how we handle how we get. So it's sometimes it's good to also put value there. I usually put the same value, and so Sweden. This is hard for me to explain to you now, but it's important at some point. Okay, this to handle the data, to grab the data from here, and also to send it to the server, the database. This is very important. But now just understand that there is this value, then mark, then and the mark together, Denmark, Estonia, and Russia. But this has a problem. Finland is always selected, right? Yeah, that's a problem. It grows the problem because when you send, it's not your choice, but you can't even leave it empty, and that's difficult. Okay, let's add one option, and we can call this just dot select maybe country. I made a typo, and now if you see, it says dot select, and what's the value is going to be? Just leave it empty, because if someone select this, that means in the database we are not storing anything. Yeah, so it makes sense. Now even this explain something for you. Oh yeah, I think now it seems we're just left with the text area. And the text area, maybe I may ask you to write your motivation. What's the motivation to attend or to be a web developer? Then I can say, P, write your motivation. And then let's create text area. Oh, this VS Code is so smart, and it's just doing everything, so it's hard for me to show you. So let's do it again. Text area, and then this is how we close it. Yeah. Text area. Now let's see. We got the text area, as you can see. Some ugly text area over there. But where is it coming from, to be honest? I have no idea. Let's refresh it. Yeah. Yes, this text area, you can say, for instance, if you write here, write your motivation here, and the dot. Yeah, it's almost the same as leave your comment here, dot. Okay, then, but as you can see, your it's tiny, right? It's very tiny. We have to make it a bit bigger. So it takes actually rows and columns, and columns. And if we give it row means something horizontal, right? Yes, something horizontal. Something horizontal. So this more rows. Yeah. Then let me add rows at least 10. As you can see, it grows. And the columns means it's a width. So maybe about 80. Yeah, now it's a bit big, as you can see. For the timing, let's make it about 60 and something. And even it's okay for, we will adjust it later. Yeah, now I think we are left with one type. What's left? Can you tell me what's left? Something we didn't touch about data.
Submit. Submit.
Submit, that's good. But in addition to submit, we forgot one kind of field that help us to handle data. Don't you like to upload profile image, or don't you like to send some file, your CV or something? So file, actually, file. We should have one, we can say here, maybe, I don't know, let's see, we can wrap all together. By the way, let's just start cleaning at the same time. I want to clean this and make them in a div. A div is sometimes very good just to put things together. And this also the favorite color part, div, and this is the, and you don't need a break then. No break, and this is the email part. And this is the password part, and after that we don't. I think I have this beautiful soup, not beautiful, so beautify. Beautify. Yes, the beautiful soup is a scraper in Python. Okay, so now I don't know if this really matches with anything. I can't see this is matching from anywhere. Yeah, so no, don't do that. Now let's add another div and call it input. But now in this case, actually, what do you think the name, the type of this? File. Yes, choose a file. Now this allows you to choose a file, and it takes you to choose a file. And of course, I like penguins or something, and you can just select one of the files. The penguin is here. Okay, good. And now, as he said, we are left with one. Oh no. We are left with the last, and that is actually input type, and the type is going to be submit. Submit. And we have to give a value, also submit. And it creates a kind of a button to submit it. It's a kind of ready. After this, we have the skeleton. What we do is actually is the cleaning, the refactoring, and making it look good. And it should look like somehow this. Yeah, this looks somehow okay, right? It's not bad. And this also, and be sure that all the information is yours and true whatsoever. Yeah, just to make it look some, of course you will be given some kind of for instance, as you can see, I just put the courses here, the course I provide. Okay. Now, so now the plan is, yeah, so your target will be to make it look like, usually if I don't finish something, so your target will be to make it look like this somehow. Yeah. Okay, let's see where we are. Yeah, we're a bit far, but we're getting closer. Not, at least we have the skeleton, and the CSS will come later. And if you see also, this is like, this one is everywhere. This, even it's beyond the, yeah, and that will also is responsiveness, something we should consider later when we are refactoring. Okay. Are you happy with the form? Now, do you know all what you need to create a form? It's straightforward and it's so easy. And when you are at work, if someone asks you to create a form that can help to handle data, it's so easy. And maybe I can also show you the MERN. Did I show you this already? Maybe. Hmm. Yeah, because it is hosted on a free server on Heroku. So it usually sleeps if no one is using this website, or hibernate. So the reason why now it's coming finally. Yes, this we use React to develop this. And uh, so have you seen this data? Do you see some data? Actually, this is just my data. So yeah, to see this data, it has to be entered through, there should be data entry, right? So you should have a for. Actually, here is the for. And I am in charge of this website, so I made it. You may try it. Just put your information here and try it, because it helps you to also understand how things work. Now you are working on handling a form, how it's supposed to look like. And after you submit, your information has to come here like this. Now, I don't like this penguin, maybe. I may change that penguin to something else. Maybe I think some shiny flower is just much better. Yes. Yeah, because as you can see, everyone can delete or edit, but don't edit or delete. Only edit and delete your own part. As you can see, still, yeah. So I can protect this, but for the time being, it's every person can just get inside, come here and destroy by just clicking this. Yeah, but I know you're just a nice person and you don't do that. I share this with you and try to put your data. You should have a GitHub account. You should have a LinkedIn. If you don't have, it doesn't allow you to create it, to send it. Why I made it like that? Because my students should have a GitHub account, should have LinkedIn. Yeah, it detects. If you just try to just put something else, it doesn't really allow you to create. So you will not make use of this this form. So you should have and create it. And if you don't want to make, you just participate in testing this, also you can just forget it. Okay, you don't have to, but it really helps you what's happening. It's not just only this. When we learn JavaScript and React a couple of times, you may see this website. Okay, now do you have some energy, or shall we just call it a day? If you have still more energy, we can continue for the table. And if you don't have, maybe we can just finish the lesson here. So, but what's your task next time? Your task will be, I want you to have a copy of this and try to make it somehow something like this. This is a bit polished, right? Yeah, it's just the difference between this and that. I spent more time for this one. It's just a matter of time. Now you know how things work. The difference is just time and selecting font. So that's the difference. And this design thing, it's not about thinking, it's not about logic, it's about like aesthetic value. Just you look at and apply. If you are by nature good at looking at, good at a design, and if you have a beautiful eyes, and then it doesn't take you a long time to come up with a very good design. But if you're not a person, just kind of just more onto the logic and do not like a design, that is just, it takes longer. And you don't have to also punish yourself for that, because you don't have to be a designer. Yeah, you don't have to. There's lots of role. You can be a developer, a designer will be next to you all the time. If you're working in a Nokia or a Google, they hire a specialized person, specialized in one thing, and someone is next to you all the time. Okay, great. Do you have any question? Yes, yes, Anna. Today we didn't cover that much topic, but we've been just trying to solidify, trying. After this, actually, don't learn much new topics. And after this, we will learn more of uh, uh, CSS. HTML is just small, it doesn't have much. How about if you guys work on this style? At least work on this style and make it look like this. Yeah, I can work on it, but maybe have you seen this? We didn't see this. The hover. I can do the first part. This part, okay? Let's do it together. Okay, so as you can see, let's start from the top. We have div now. Let's just give them a common class, and maybe we can call them form group, because these are just, we're grouping them, and we can actually give this for almost all of them. At least let me just give for a couple of them. Favorite color? No. Maybe, yeah, let me try. And then if things doesn't go well, we change it. At least we have class for this one, this one, this one, and this. And for the email too, let's also give the same class. And for the password, yes. And now let's go to the CSS. Just, yeah, and it's good also just to start with the comment, because this is for the form. You can call it form CSS, yeah? After this, because if you have CSS everywhere, it's hard to know where it starts and where it ends. Dot form group. Let me just border and pixel solid and black. Oh yeah, but no one likes that. Okay, let's just do 2. Yeah, but why we need at the first place this border? We don't need. Instead, maybe much better adding margin at the top, 5 pixel, 5 pixel at the top and the bottom, and the left and the right 0. We don't have you seen now we create, but we don't need really this annoying border. Yep. But what is this background color? To be honest, I didn't like this background color. We gave it last time, and it comes from this I can see that it comes from the section, and let's just remove this, and we will have some kind of relief now. Yes, colors are sometimes annoying, and if you are not good at selecting colors, you will be like drown in a sea or an ocean, because it's 1.67 million colors. Whenever you change your mind, you okay, now there is some gap here, but still we can make these the labels, actually these labels, if you remember a label, then we can label. What does that this selection means? Okay, go to, yeah, can show you. Hey, go to this, and then from this go to the label. Yeah, then select first the group. Now if you say, for instance, color green, this will be green. Have you seen? Since it has, but that's not our main. Display inline block. What? And maybe also the input also. I think I have used somewhere that change. Why it's not? Oh no, it should be block. Sorry guys, not inline block. Instead, it should be block. Yes, this is what I was trying. And then, so what? I was making this block. I was also making this block. Now let's specifically apply also for the input. No, but this is not the input. Okay, so I have to change this to input. And now I can add padding inside 5 pixel. Have you seen it's getting bigger? Maybe I think, no, it didn't. 5 pixel. Now it's getting bigger. Have you seen it? If you want to see it really bigger, let's. Oh yeah, but that's not what you want. Yeah, this doesn't sound a kind of a common kind of. No, it's too big. Yeah. So because you've been filling lots of forms, and by nature you know it now. Yeah, a kind of. Can we change border radius? 5 pixel. Yeah, kind of. This border radius. Yeah, but still I feel that this should be a kind of 8. The padding should be no, 5 pixel is good. Great. Now the border is also too much. Maybe I can leave just 3. Yeah. Then I think we can also add width. If you give 100%, it will take the whole area. This is not what you want, yeah? But you may sometimes 100%. But let's just keep it just about 75%, and we may change it at some point. And as you can see, the first name and this, it's really too close, right? I want to add also margin here, 3 pixel from both, yeah, from this and this. And now just naturally our eyes just feel good because there's some spacing. Spacing is really very, very important, yeah? But all of a sudden, I think we are about to finish your project. Just we were trying to just touch it, but the styling we apply at some point is changing everywhere, but it's okay, right? And now what's left? There's hover, and also this color maybe is not the color you want. And let's see, border color, border, border, 5 pixel, solid, purple kind. Yeah, but 5 pixel, are you crazy? That's too big. 2. Yeah, kind of, and it's now somehow okay, right? And now this it would have been much better if this was a bit lighter, right? So actually we can control that too. We can say, let me just, this is how we select input placeholder. The way we select the placeholder is a bit crazy. We have this 2 dot dot, and even just to be sure if we are selecting color green, let's see. Oh yeah, actually selecting it inside. So instead of green, actually, let's make it gray, and even much lighter, kind of. Yeah, so it's just there for us to lead that this is just to put, yeah. And if you have the here, the label, you don't have to also have there, yeah. It's just a learning purpose. And this purple is also too much. Then you can add opacity and change it. 0.25 or less whatsoever. And now it's a bit lighter. Now, when you hover, let's hover. Let's copy this. Hover. Hover means when you hover, it should react. No, we don't change this, but we can just change this without opacity 1. If you see, now that it's just, yeah, have you seen it? It's just a very small technique. We have this. The same thing, this, but with a hover. This was with opacity 0.25, and then here we didn't, but this is too much, too far, maybe 75. And now you feel it, but maybe 65. And you feel the difference, yeah? And actually, how about when you hover like this, when it's active, maybe let's even make it 3.5. Yeah, now I think it's better. You feel it properly. Great. And then you do the same for the rest and make it look good. And now even we spend some time, still it doesn't look like this. Why? Because it's a matter of time and design again. You have to just, okay, I think this is short enough, and then you have to just work on that. You may change the font type, like many times, so kind of that. But still you have some starting point here. And then I leave this. So what did we learn today? Let's do a recap. Today we learn how to link to different files. Yeah. Where are the files? Actually, the files are here about .html, contacts.html, index.html, projects.html. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 files, HTML files. And we learn also how to use external style. Now our style is here separately. Great. In addition to that, actually, we learn also how to use font awesome. Now we have what? I thought this page has what's happening here. Let me go. Yeah, we learn fonts because the footer of the other pages, we didn't add that. And as you have seen it, we didn't have this part. So we have to do it that fast. We learn font awesome. And in addition to that, we learn form. So we almost try to cover all the form types: text, number, date, date time local, email, password, radio buttons, check boxes, drop down buttons, and text area, and also text input file, an input field that allow us to handle file. It could be PDF or image or audio or video, any kind of file format. Yes, that's what we have learned today. I think again, it might be good to revise it by yourself. Do just it by yourself. I don't believe you can absorb everything at once, and it's impossible. Okay, I didn't, at least I can't do that. So, and also just subscribe for the YouTube channel, because you can get right away when the video is up, so you don't have to. Sometimes I may forget to inform you on Telegram, and that's easy for you. Thank you so much. So I have to stop the recording here.